So sometimes it's hard to figure out how to engage in the abdominals so that we don't have any coning here or any sort of doming. So essentially we need to turn on our TAs. So our TAs are these abs down here. They're your corset abs, so they kind of wrap around towards the front, and they're part of your stabilization system. So you have your diaphragm up here, pelvic floor is down here, you have your corset abs or the transverse abdominis that wrap around, and then you have your multifidi along your back. So those four work together to initially stabilize your spine. They're called your local stabilization system. It's your deepest layer of core. And then you have other layers on top of that that are a little bit more dynamic of your core stabilization. So to figure out where your TAs are, if you put your hands like kind of inside your hip bone area, so this is my hip bone here, this is where my like rectus abdominis or my six pags at bar, I'm gonna put my hands in there, and then you can just kind of cough, and you'll feel those muscles kind of tighten. You could also laugh, or really anything where it's like a deep, like, is gonna turn those muscles on. So that's how you know where your TA is. Now, in order to help turn the TA on, it really helps to have the pelvic floor turn on. So everything works as a system. Nothing is in isolation. So chest doing Kegels is not gonna help my system work better. Chest engaging my abs is not gonna make my system work better. So everything works together. So the first thing that we do to help people turn on their pelvic floor, which turns on their abs, is that we have them put a ball between the knees. So we think squeeze a ball, this is gonna turn those inner thighs, adductors on. So the adductors are attached to your pelvic floor. So when we turn the adductors on, it causes the pelvic floor to turn on, which is gonna cause your abs to turn on. So think exhale, squeeze, lift in the pelvic floor, inhale, release. Exhale, squeeze, lift in the pelvic floor, abs are gonna turn on. So that's one way to try to figure out where your TA are. The other thing is just to try to do your pelvic floor exhalation. So I'm going to exhale, lift in my pelvic floor, and then my abs are going to kind of turn on with it. It's kind of a sequential movement, so it's going to start with my pelvic floor, my abs are going to turn on, and then my diaphragm is going to move back. Pelvic floor, abs, diaphragm. So kind of feel lift, everything kind of follows. So try that out and see if that helps. If you're having trouble figuring out how to get these TAs to turn on during movement, try adding the ball in between the thighs so that you have that adductor turn on, pelvic floor is going to turn on, and then TAs are going to turn on. Most importantly, it should be with the exhale. So when you exhale is when we're lifting and everything's turning on. When we inhale, everything's pushing out and relaxing. So exhale, inhale out. Exhale up and in, inhale out and down.